everyone, Daniela Borgialli here, and today this video was inspired by a friend who is dealing a lot with grief at the moment, possibly expecting the passing of one of her parents very soon. She came to me and said, I just need to feel held, I need some support, and I need to move my body. This is a very gentle class. Think of it as releasing all that you don't need into the floor, and the floor is supporting you 100%. So let's begin. I'm gonna lay on the floor. You can use a yoga mat. If you feel comfortable, you can do this on your carpet. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I have a half dome for my head, cervical, spine support, which of course you do not need to use if you feel okay with your head on the floor. You could also fold, I have a yoga towel here, you could fold a towel up for some head support as well. So let us begin. You're going to lie on your back with your knees up in what I call tent position. So my knees are falling towards each other. My knees are falling towards each other. My feet are firmly planted on the floor. And we're going to be here for a little while. So I encourage you to ease into it. This is not supposed to be painful, but if you do feel any pain, grab your support tools. So for me, like my half dome is a support, maybe some extra padding or cushion under some bony parts. I have two different kind of yoga mats, so sometimes I use the more cushy one if I'm feeling particularly sensitive or bony that day. Whatever you need. And all we're going to do for the first few moments is relax everything I can into the floor. And as I breathe, I'm breathing in through my nose, and I enjoy exhaling through my mouth as if I was blowing through a straw, and that as I exhale, that exhalation, that straw is pointed down the front of my body. So just really allowing that exhale to happen. I don't have to do it the whole time, and the goal is not to pass out. But when you feel compelled to release maybe a little bit more into the floor, exhale through the mouth. My palms are up. You can have your eyes open or closed. And as I lay here, I feel my feet on the floor. My feet engaging with the floor in a relaxed fashion, as well as feeling the floor supporting my feet in return. I feel my sacrum, my lower back opening up into the floor. Really allowing for the weight of my body to continue to release into the floor, which will happen effortlessly. You don't have to make anything happen here. The longer you are here with the intention of releasing into the floor, the more you might notice micro movements inside your body, letting go. I really want you to luxuriate in the fact that you do not have to effort anything at this moment.
The floor supports you 100%. Keep noticing the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor. So maybe after I notice my sacrum or my back of my pelvis, I notice the middle of my back or parts of the middle of my back. I notice my spine. I notice the weight of my chest, the weight of my rib cage. With each exhalation, letting go a little bit more, giving it up into the floor. I imagine my chest melting in a horizontal direction into the floor. I notice the weight of my arms, the weight of my hands, maybe my elbows, my upper arms. Maybe one side feels different. Different parts on my left arm are touching the floor than my right arm. Just notice. If your legs are trembling or fighting with you a little bit, imagine that the femurs, which are those thigh bones, are rotating in towards each other and really falling right back into the floor through the back body, basically. Continue to listen to my voice, but you understand the drill. Relaxing and letting go of everything into the floor. You are fully supported by the floor. With each exhale, letting go even more and more and more. Noticing the weight of your head. Maybe the weight of your eyes falling into the back of their sockets. The gorgeous design of your eyes, these little cone shapes where they are held, where your eye is actually held. Imagine that falling into the back of your head. The weight of your jaw, relaxing, letting go of all of the work it does for you. Letting go of your tongue, allowing it to rest gently inside your mouth. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly with the inhales and the exhales. And if your breath hasn't quite reached your belly, for many of us, sometimes we are chest breathers and not belly breathers. Babies breathe from their bellies, animals breathe in their bellies, and then we grow up and we carry our breath in other areas. No judgment here, but lying on your back, just see if you can invite the breath naturally into your belly. Whatever is going on is supposed to go on. Your body is such a smart machine. So keep allowing the weight to fall. You are supported. You are held. If you feel like making little sounds or sighs, don't hold back. Just keep imagining that if I could come over and pick you up with a crane, that you would leave an imprint, your own personal imprint, body print on the floor, on your mat, in the earth. Letting go of your chest, allowing the ribs to expand and fall into the floor. We carry so much tension in our upper body. Luxuriating in the fact that you don't need to do anything. We're going to slowly begin some activation, some movement. But follow my voice. Just because I said that doesn't mean that you lift anything out of the floor, which is why I'm giving you fair warning. So just let it go. The mind goes, oh crap, I'm gonna work. No, you're not. Let it go. Trust your body. Trust the weight of your body. Oozing and melting into the floor. So I'm going to allow one of my legs to go long on the floor. The weight of that leg is what extends the leg to the floor without much thought. And I'm going to use my exhale to help support that. Inhaling and exhale, one leg long to the floor. You have one knee bent and one knee long. And just allow the weight of this leg that's now completely on the floor to be there. The floor is supporting the weight of your leg easily, naturally. And now your leg is creating another imprint on the floor with you. And very gently and languidly, on your next exhale, you're just going to swoosh your knee back up to tent position. So the leg that's long is just going to easily come back up. My foot is back on the floor. And then just notice how that leg might feel different than the other leg, even in this bent position. I love the feeling of the floor against my body. I feel supported. I feel like there's no expectation. I feel like there's no effort. And on my next exhalation, I'm going to allow the other leg to swoosh itself down to the floor long. And notice how smart the other leg is. It stays bent. And the long leg is just languishing on the floor, feeling supported by the floor. You may notice some stretch or some length in other parts of the body because of this. Just exhaling and breathing through. And bring your attention back to the back of your body and the parts of the floor that are connecting to your body. And on your next exhale, you're going to swoosh that leg right back up to tent position. Don't think too hard. It already knows what to do. And again, just take a notice. Maybe the feet feel different in the floor now. Maybe the thighs feel different. Maybe the pelvis feels different. Maybe your ribs feel different. Just notice. And let it all go back into the floor. And we're going to begin some arm activation. We're going to create circles with our arms. Don't panic yet. So very gently, you're going to inhale. I'm going to talk you through it first. We're going to do these a couple of times, and then we're going to divide the arms, one arm and then the other arm. So on the inhale, I'm going to levitate my arms off the floor. And as they levitate, they hover across the floor, and I bring them up and over my head without touching the floor. They cross in front of my body, and they come back down to the floor on the low diagonal. And just breathe. I'm going to inhale my arms up off hovering distance off the floor. As they get to cross position, I exhale my sternum, anchoring my torso away from the arms. My arms cross my body. I might choose to inhale again there, and then exhale as my arms come down. So you might choose to do this movement in 4 breaths, 2 inhales and 2 exhales. Or you could choose to do it in an inhale and then an exhale. You get to decide again, how much effort do I need in order to activate these arms? Nothing else changes in my body. I trust the weight of my body. So inhaling the arms, hovering across the floor, up and around, reaching the arms away from the body, sternum. Exhales to support the arms, not the shoulders. Crossing the arms back down by your side. And you may take a full inhale, exhalation down here. And I'm going to do that one more time, keeping your shoulders down. It's just the arms. So inhaling. My arms are hovering across the floor, T position. Exhaling, sternum goes down, shoulders stay down, arms never touch the floor above the head, crossing as they come down by my side. Inhaling and exhaling, letting go of the weight. I'm going to do one arm at a time. I'm going to do a couple of times each arm. Hovering one arm off the floor, up. Exhaling, crossing the body, and back down to the floor. Inhaling or exhaling. Other arm, inhaling off the floor. T position, exhale. Arm crosses the body. I might inhale here. And as it comes down to the floor, I exhale again. Other arm, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling the other arm off the floor. Exhaling at T position, sending that breath down, sternum down towards the pelvis. Arm crosses the body, back down to my side. Relaxing everything into the floor the minute you get there. Just to seal this cycle in this direction, I'm going to do one more, both hands, both arms. So inhaling, both hands hover off the floor, T position, exhale. Sternum goes down towards the pelvis. Arms move and cross overhead and come back down by your side, feeling the weight of the arms again. Feeling the weight of your feet, the weight of your pelvis, the weight of your ribs. Expanding those ribs in every breath, in every direction. Nice. Take your time with the breath. Not to pass out, not to get a headache, not to get dizzy. So breathe as you need to breathe. Now, arms are going to move up the middle of the body and out to the side of the body. So the circle time, the body time it takes for the circle to happen is going to feel shorter. Notice it's all good. So I'm going to inhale my arms off the floor. I'm going to bring them up the front of my body. As they reach overhead, I'm going to exhale my arms so that they don't collapse to the floor. Bring the arms out to the side and back down by my side. So inhaling, both arms off the floor. As they get to zombie position, I'm going to exhale, and the arms move up overhead as my sternum moves down towards my pelvis. Arms out to T position, and they aim to the floor. Arms, inhale. Up to zombie position, exhaling so that the arms move, not the shoulders move. Arms out to the side and down to the floor. Separately, one arm inhales off the floor. Exhale, reaches overhead. To T position, down by my side, changing arms. Inhale. Exhales overhead, around to the side, back down by my side. 2 more times, 1 more each side. Inhaling, the arm off the floor, up over the head. Exhale so that the arm moves away from the body moves away from the arm, out to the side, never touching the floor until it reaches that low diagonal again. Last time, other arm, inhaling off the floor. Up overhead and around to my side. Inhaling and exhaling normally, easily. And one last time, both arms to complete this cycle. Both arms up, off the floor. Exhaling the arms up overhead so that the body moves away from those arms. Out to the side, back down by my side. And allow the weight on my arms to be heavy on the floor. Allow the shoulders to relax into the floor. Gently move whatever's been holding your head up away from your head and allow your head to be on the floor. And just take a moment to realize the weight of your head. And I'm going to do this by very little motion of my head. I'm moving this in a no nod. Is that possible description? So moving my head from left to right, very little. I particularly have a very a head with lots of crevices and craters in it, so you may not. You might have a perfectly round head. So just little bit of no to no, left to right, very teeny. It's going to get bigger in a moment. And as you do this, keep allowing the weight of your head, all the 7 pounds of it, 5 pounds, 8 pounds, to allow it to really make its imprint in the floor. Your head is fully supported by the floor. We spend all day vertical, holding our head up. So luxuriate right now in this very slow movement. Allowing for the head to become supported by the floor. I want you to bring that slow movement to a close for a moment. And see if you have a sense of the size and the weight of your head. And if you don't, just imagine your head being ginormous, a very, very large bowling ball in the floor. You might feel your neck start to relax more. Mine just did. And I want you to imagine that this bowling ball of your head is now filled with water, like a bowl of water. And you're going to allow this water, without it spilling out, to go from, again, left to right. So very small motion. And there's going to be a place where maybe you just really can't go anymore, and that's the place to stop. And you're going to stop there and just breathe for a moment. So letting that water of the bowling ball head, sounds very strange, luxuriate on the floor. And you're going to go to that point where you can't go anymore. So the water keeps going until you can't anymore, and keep breathing. There might be moments of panic. There might be a moment of tension, and I want you to just keep telling your body that it's supported by the floor. Wherever your limit is your limit. It could be your limit for today. It could be the limit for the next year. It doesn't matter. And as you wait there with the weight of your head, you might notice that all of a sudden the bowling ball keeps moving, keeps rolling. The water just keeps going. Keep breathing. And now the head is going to roll the other way. Slowly. Everything else is grounded into the floor, fully supported. And you have to imagine, you don't have to do anything, but just imagine, again, the water is moving you very slowly to the other side. And you can go as slowly as you want, luxuriating in the feeling that there's liquid inside your head that allows you to go from one side to the other. We have these magnificent vertebrae, very top of our spine and the very base of our skull, that allows for this magnificent movement. So I appreciate this slow movement and give a lot of appreciation to that vertebrae. Allowing the water to take you to the other side. And there might be a place where all of a sudden the water stops, and that's okay. You're breathing, inhaling and exhaling with the mouth closed, or maybe a little bit of a straw breath to release. Oh, my head just rolled a little more. And it's kind of rolling on its own, like I'm not forcing anything. I just kind of pause wherever I'm paused. And I luxuriate. Oh, there it goes. I luxuriate wherever it is. And maybe there's just a little bit more water rolling. The weight of your head, the weight of your body. Don't panic if you're starting to feel a little bit of stress anywhere in your body. I'm going to invite you to just focus on your head. If you absolutely need to, you could wiggle your toes or any other small micro movements. And my head keeps rolling. Shoulders are heavy. And the head rolls. Give it all up. Whatever you don't need anymore, you're being supported 100%. Give it into the earth for transformation. Give it to your floor, give it to your mat. And we're going to inhale and exhale and slowly allow the water to start moving your head right back to the center. So whenever you get there, just wait for me. No rush, no rush. The weight of your head, the weight of the floor, the weight of your body, the weight of any thoughts still plaguing you, let them go. When you think you're back in the center, just wait for me there. And again, just notice maybe your head feels a little different on the floor right now. So you're going to take your head one more time, and I'm going to go in the direction towards the camera. You're going to take your head, you could keep going in the direction that it came from, or you could do either side. But this time we're going to bring our body to join it. So don't think about it yet. Start the head. Start the head rolling, that rolling, water rushing into that side. Rolling. And when your head gets to its limit, my head, that side kind of wanted to roll, whoosh. So luxuriating in the weight. And now I'm going to allow my knees to roll. So it's like I'm going to allow my head to keep rolling in that direction. I'm going to allow my legs to fall in that direction. And I'm going to slowly, slowly, slowly bring myself to a little fetal position on one side. Using your exhale, using the least amount of effort possible to bring yourself to this fetal position. And right now, just notice
the weight of your body in this new position. Taking a few languid breaths on this side, enjoying the luxury of a new position. And now we're going to do our body half rolls very gently, languidly, smoothly. Don't worry, I'm going to explain. You're going to take the top half of your body, so the same arm as leg that's on top. Those are going to peel off the floor and take you rolling onto your back as if you're holding a very large ball in front of you, and you're going to keep rolling it to the other side, the other fetal position. Luxuriating on this other body half side, on this other fetal position side. Just be there. Luxuriating in the weight of your body on this side. And now we're going to take the top arm and leg of this side and rolling and luxuriating as if now there's water all on the back side of your body, all on the inside. And the front side of your body looks like it's holding a very large ball. Back to fetal position. Allergies. Letting go into the floor. I take my top arm, so two things are happening. You focusing on the back body, the back of my body rolling into the floor as I peel that top arm and leg to bring the other top arm and leg, the new top arm and leg, to that other side. And rolling back over to the other side. Languidly luxuriating as if my body was now getting a massage. Don't fight the floor, my friends. Ooze into the floor. So allow the joints to soften into the floor as you carry this big ball from side to side. I'm going to do two more, and I'll meet you in front of the camera. Rolling your bowling ball head, carrying a big ball in the front body, softening into the fetal position in the other side. Here's my last one. Good. So, we're coming to the end of this session. And because we've been on the floor for quite a bit, we're going to slowly create some level change, as I like to call it. So the top leg is going to reach along the floor, moving slowly. So as that top leg reaches across the floor, it's pretty much on the diagonal, so it's not back here. So keep those knees in front of you and trust wherever that spot is. It's a bit of a diagonal across your body. As you do that, keeping everything close to the floor, head arrives last. I'm going to come to a seated position. I'm going to use my upper hand to push the floor. So two things happening at once. Leg pulls my body, hand pushes my body.
Oh, looking for 2 sit bones. Woo! On the floor. And now I'm going to go back down because it's intense, right? Head goes first. Feeling your hands across the floor. Slide, 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 and go back to that position. So it's a lot to bring the head above the heart as we've been on the floor for a long time. So this is super important to do a few times slowly and to slowly bring yourself back to standing. So again, toes reach across the floor, upper hand pushes the floor. Head is the last thing to arrive. Sit bones are reaching towards the floor. Head on the spine. I'm going to do this one more time, a little more swiftly. Arms moving across the floor, arms supporting, bringing the leg back in. Moving slowly, my friends. Don't rush anything. No passing out. Sit bones reaching towards the floor. Head moving. Sitting here for a moment. Breathing. I like to give my spine a little wiggle here. Moving your legs however you need to. Allowing for the blood to arrive. Good. I like to rub my hands a little bit. Rub my shoulders. Give myself a little rub. Okay, my friends. Please return to standing very gently. Walking slowly. Walking slowly. And if it feels appropriate and it feels like a good, delicious thing you might want to do, ground yourself. Go stand in the earth if you can. When you're upright, put your feet on the ground and stand up for a moment to just really feel the uprightness of yourself as we have been lying on the ground for 40 some odd minutes. You might, whatever you're feeling is valid, just notice, be gentle with yourself. So, send me messages. And I hope you got to release whatever you didn't need today. Thank you for letting me share this session with you. As always, your thoughts are welcome. Take care. See you next time.